really short. If you ask any economist, they're going to say that the transport sector is the most critical sector in the economy. There is no doubt about that. When it works well, it's invisible, and that's how it should be. We shouldn't have to care about it. But when it doesn't work well, it can pretty much bring lives to an halt, it can bring nation to an halt, and it can be one of the most disruptive forces with respect to development, with respect to growth, with respect to just your day-to-day functioning. I think the problems we face in India, just given the vast breadth of our nation, the massive size of our nation, the population that we have to deal with, the problems are many, and hence I really applaud Vineet and the team for pulling together this platform that's getting people together and forcing us to think about solutions. I would just urge that we don't end here and we figure out a way to actually start executing to some of these solutions and putting them in action. Few words in terms of what we could be doing or what we should be doing as we figure out the right way to develop this massive IT for Parivahan plan. The advances in technology that we are seeing today lends itself beautifully to things like increasing reliability, increasing efficiencies, decreasing pollution or carbon footprint, making transportation more green, making transportation more intelligent. It's security, safety, all of that, right? It's the obvious. And of course those are important. Of course we have to figure out how to get those right. But as we are using this platform, I think it's important, one, to encourage disruptive thinking over and beyond the obvious. There is no shame in looking around the world and seeing what has worked well and where, or what has not worked well and where, and stealing or borrowing ideas with pride. There is absolutely no shame, rather than reinvent everything in country. I think it's important to really encourage disruptive thinking, encourage to learn from other countries in terms of what's working, what's not working. As we bring in those disruptive ideas, we have to ensure they're channelized towards solving real problems and not just going after the new cool technology in town. I think that's going to be very important to do. To me, the most important piece is figuring out whether our legislative system is ready to handle disruption. And I think that's another thing that we should absolutely think about as we bring in disruption, we bring in innovation. Are we ready? Is India ready? Is our legislative systems ready to handle it? I mean, imagine the power of an intelligent, predictive public transportation system that can actually figure out the demand, predict the demand, and plan the capacity real time to meet that demand. I mean, it's brilliant, but are we ready to actually manage such a system in the country? And I think those are the questions that we really have to figure out solutions to as we build out this plan. I'll end by saying that, at Intel we have a very, very common saying that technology is not the magic, it's how it's used. So while technology is an absolutely key enabler of not just that transportation plan, but pretty much every vertical today, we have to figure out the right way to use it. And it's not just about the stuff that is obvious that sits in front of you, the sensors and the mobiles and the scanners and your POS in the toll booths. It's not that they have to be intelligent, but it's not just that. I think the part we miss out more often than most is thinking about the back end. What happens to the data? It's wonderful to collect all this data, but if that data is not getting used, if that data is not being analyzed, it's as good as useless. And I think these are the things we really have to think about: the right front end, the right back end, the right analytics that is going into the country, and how this data gets used. So I think we have a lot to think through. There's tremendous work ahead of us. So I'm glad that at least there is this platform which is bringing together the industry, the government, and the common citizens to debate, to jointly figure out solutions. and I wish them all the best. Thank you very much.